Opera in the Pines is a Maine company that likes to present opera in a way you have never seen it before. The idea is to make opera relatable and fun and to bring in people so they have a good time. And its latest production sure sounds as though it's going to deliver. With us here on 207 to talk about it are the General Director of Opera in the Pines, Lauren Yokobaskis, and two of the performers, Jacob O'Shea and John David Adams. Let me set the scene. This is called The Barber of the Cape. That's the name of the production. It's sort of a takeoff on the classic opera, The Barber of Seville. And where will this be performed, Lauren? Let's start with that.
This will be performed at the Cape Nettic Lobster Pound in Cape Nettic, Maine.
Which is a legitimate operating lobster restaurant
Absolutely.
on the water in York. Why an opera performed in a lobster shack?
Well, this is the brainchild of our artistic director, Sable Strout, and she has transported the story of the Barber of Seville in 17th century Seville into modern day Maine. And it's featuring the staff of the restaurant getting ready for a busy tourist season.
When you first heard about this idea, Jacob, what was your reaction?
I laughed. I was so excited. I love this company. I love taking opera and making it relatable. And so the idea of taking this opera from the 16th century and putting it today in a lobster pound, I was just like, this is hilarious. This is going to be great.
Did you think, John, oh, this is a great idea, we can make this work? Or did you think, this is an interesting idea, we might be headed for disaster?
Knowing Sable and the Opera in the Pines team, I knew it was absolutely going to work. Yeah, they thought this out.
One of the things that you also want to do is get the audience involved in this. How will the audience participate in this production?
So the audience is actually a featured member of our story. From the moment that they park their car and drive in, they are going to be guests of the restaurant, interacting with our characters and eating a three-course meal over the course of the evening.
So the audience members participate. People are genuinely going to be eating a three-course meal there. Do you expect that this is going to be distracting, or is this for you part of the fun is to do your job while all this craziness is going on around you?
I think it's going to be a great challenge. You know, it's like, which is going to be more entertaining, the lobster roll in front of you or the singer trying so hard to get your attention? So it's going to be a fun little fight between us and the three-course meal.
It's going to be entertaining, it's going to be fun, but this is not a farce. This is something that you guys are taking seriously. And in terms of the musicality of it, the singing, this is going to be first rate.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, comedy is serious, but yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of moving parts, and we are in the environment that the opera is set in. And that makes it such a wonderful tool as a performer.
And Jacob, something else that is not always the case with opera is this will be sung in English, so that people don't have to feel that, oh, I don't understand what's going on and I don't want to read Italian subtitles.
Yeah, absolutely. It just takes such a level of artifice away from it. It makes it so much more relatable, and it allows us to be able to communicate with folks on their level. You know, don't come to us and try and read Italian. We'll come to you and we'll sing in English.
Well, you're really delivering the whole package, because when people buy their ticket, they will also get a three-course meal as part of the entertainment,
Yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Is this something that other opera companies are going to be looking at? They're going to be seeing what you guys do you think, and saying, this is a way to get people to come and give opera a try?
I hope so. I mean, dinner theater has been around for quite a while, and I've seen maybe other opera companies kind of toying with this, but it is a nice accessibility point for people to join us.
And John, there was a trailer that you guys made that was shot in April, I believe, at the setting. That's something that an opera performer doesn't normally get to do, is shoot a trailer for the upcoming production.
Exactly, and it was such a fun experience. One, I of the cast got to see a preview of the space, wonderful space. So they did a quick costuming, got it in there, and it was a blast to do. And they had ideas, they pulled it all together, and I, until they released it, didn't know what it was all going to look like. And yeah, they did a great job packaging it.
As we said, this is a production like no other that has ever been staged in Maine. As you put it, opera served with slaw. Thank you all for coming in. It's The Barber of the Cape. It's happening on May 16th, 17th, and 18th, presented by Opera in the Pines. We've got information about the show, times, tickets, all of that you'll find in the 207 section of our New Center Maine app or website. And we'll be back in a moment.